So how do you guys feel about men that don't make as much money as their spouse or their partner or whatever, and the woman is bringing in the majority? They still have a great relationship, this, that, and the other, but are you still going to have those same feelings of you're not doing as much financially, so how am I supposed to? So how do you guys feel about men that don't make as much money as their spouse or their partner or whatever, and the woman is bringing in the majority? They still have a great relationship, this, that, and the other, but are you still going to have those same feelings of you're not doing as much financially, so how am I supposed to handle this situation?
Yes, ma'am. I have been in that situation, and I still attempted to allow the person to be the head of household, to make the major decision. There were times when my credit card was passed
exactly under the table, so that you can look like you paying
so
for
that it's our money.
As
far as I'm concerned.
Absolutely.
So at the end of the day, you can still order for me. You should know me well. I mean, you know me well enough to know what it is that I'm going to order. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter who actually pays the check, but I'm still giving you that opportunity to be that person. I really, it's really not about the money. It's about your position. It's about your
stature.
Your stature.
But
if you can handle it, if you can make a great decision, I'll pay for it.
But most
I
of the
just need
time,
you to make the decision and it to be something that's gonna, be the best for all of us as the collective.
but not just make the decision, but if I am yielding enough and soft enough as a woman to, first of all, I'm judging you based on the character of who you are as a man. I'm saying we're in a partnership, and something about us is equally yoked, but you ain't got the coin, so I done already gave you the cards. You know how to sign my name at the table. So we look like how it's supposed to look, but it can't just be that. Like, you also I need to get no flack or no kickback off of what I'm doing to bust my ass in order to make sure that you and I are both okay. Because I'm currently in the breadwinner position, that needs to be respected. It needs to be acknowledged that I'm embodying more of my masculine for both of us, only out in the street.
Right.
So that, and I am okay with dropping it at home as long as you're willing to do this. Hey everybody, it's Melissa from 8th House Wisdom. Make sure that you follow us on Facebook and IG at Salon Talk DMV and subscribe to our YouTube channel at Salon Talk DMV. As long as you're willing to do this. But at the same token, I can remember being in a situation where I'm going to school and I'm working and I'm doing all of these things and I'm bringing in most of the stuff. And I honestly was confused.
And raising children.
Exactly.
Mine and yours.
Exactly. I'm coming home and I honestly did. I'm like, well, if you've been home all day, I really would love dinner. Like, am I coming home and making dinner right now? Like, I can. But guess what? If I make dinner and I have been in masculine mode for 12 hours and this is putting me in 15 hours, you probably ain't getting away.
And
because I did not have enough time to do my feminine routine to shift out of this enough to ultimately be that soft. I shifted into nurture. I didn't shift into feminine. And there's a difference. Nurture is come on, take care of these kids, clean these baseboards, clean up this house, make sure it's presentable. My second job, the job that I have outside of my home. Now you want me to slip into sex kid mode. Nigga, I'm tired. I'm tired. You know what? That is where, again, my love language is acts of service. If the roles were reversed, I would do it the same way. I just need to know that we can meet each other energetically wherever we're, like you were saying, that the roles, gender-wise, so to speak, can be fluid because masculine and feminine is devoid of sex.
Yeah.
A woman can be masculine and or feminine. Yeah. I just need to know that if I have had to shift into taking up the masculine role. You're not
Which is
expecting
okay.
me to do all of that and then
Yeah.
come home and be feminine too. Ain't
Which
nobody
is
got time for
okay.
that.
I personally have experienced both ends of the spectrum. So coming from someone who happened to be in the military for some years and then get out and have the easy route as far as government contracting, I was able to make the number, right? To get the number. And I've dated an array of men. So whether it be on the upper end of the spectrum or the lower end of the spectrum,
You're speaking
both
financially.
sides, financially.
Okay.
And employment-wise or academically or whatever
Absolutely.
it is, I think it definitely goes into an array of the both ends of the spectrum. So for me, academic-wise, am I traditionally on the higher end of the spectrum academically? No. But financially, I was on the higher end of the spectrum for someone especially without a traditional degree. So when you're talking about making over six figures and going on this end, and then dating someone who made above me, yes, it was great, right? Financially, let's make that clear. But when I'm saying it's for me in my own particular experience, I've also been the lesser end, especially now in my own personal adventure, especially starting a new career. When I am on the lower end of the financial spectrum, but in the beginning, my husband was lower in the beginning. If you're talking about higher and lower, right? But now he's the higher. But my love hasn't changed. How I feel hasn't changed. How I feel as a woman hasn't changed. And I think it's important at the end of the day to find someone whose soul and whose morals match yours. Because although when we met, it's not that he was making little, that's not what I'm saying. But when we're talking about who made more, I made more. At the beginning, I lived in D.C., I had no kids, whatever, I made more. But then when it came down, when the rubber met the road, and it was like, okay, we love each other, but this ain't what I want to do. You know what I'm saying? Out of all the array of men that I've met and dated, rich, regular, you know what I'm saying? Okay, this was the first man that I've ever met that was able to support me as an entrepreneur. So it doesn't matter whether you make $1 million at the end of the day. I feel like it comes to your heart, because you can have a man who makes, 7 figures even. But if he's a piss poor individual, him giving you $20,000 is enough. But when you have a man that makes $20,000 is willing to give you 19, that means a lot more.
Absolutely.
You see what I'm saying? And so now that I'm in a situation as an entrepreneur and trying to start a business and trying to do these things and do these heart-centered qualities, and I don't make an income now. You know what I'm saying? The regular guy, you know what I'm saying? The guy who originally made less than me supports me. And so at the end of the day, I think it all comes down to not whether he makes more or less. I think in a relationship in general, whether she makes more or less, that dynamic can flip at any time. According to this day and age that we're in, government agencies are shutting down and letting people go and doing and cutting pension. And they were like, no pension. Boom. 20 years. What do you do?
Right.
When you were the breadwinner and you wait 20 years and they said, we're cutting your pension off. Things can happen, and that's a major bang. And I'm not going to put that out because I don't want to do her like that, and it's not her choice for me to tell her story. But my thing is that when you're in a corporate America, things can, even when you do everything right, things can change in your relationship dynamic, and you have to make sure that the person that you are sharing your life with is enveloping who you are in either way you ever.
And now for a message from one of our sponsors.
When I think of you, my heart remembers.
I may be the breadwinner now where I'm making 6 figures and you making 5, but then you may make 6 figures and I may make 5. How are you going to treat me?
Exactly.
And that comes down to the core of who you are as a person. And I personally don't believe that changes. I believe that our desires changes, our wants changes, but who you are as my friend, we've been friends for 10 years. Who you are as my friend, ups and downs, I've been up, you've been down, you've been up, I've been down. I feel like who you are, your heart has been years and years, and it has ebbed and it has flowed. And I believe that who you are as a person, the core you are as a person, that doesn't really change. So I'm like, I can't manipulate that. I believe in psychotherapy. I believe in hypnosis. I believe in all of the gnoses that you can have.
Black people get you some gnosis.
But the deep core of who you are is gonna remain the same. And if I don't vibe with you, I don't vibe with you. Whether you make more, make less, whether you view different and I view different, we can coincide the same. But if it's two opposites, too much attraction, you just who you are. And
hello, it's Alicia. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook at Salon Talk DMV, and also subscribe to our YouTube page, Salon Talk DMV, so you can see all the full episodes and the shenanigans